Careful what you say, mate. I've just went live. I'm not mic'd up, like, but when I come up, if you see me jumping about, speak to me, okay? Right, so, sorry. So I'm gonna, what's your name again?
Nicholas.
I'm Nicholas, saying the name's right now. Nicholas, so you're gonna be taking the camera. I'm just introducing you to the guys that are on the community, and you needed to see your Nicholas. I'll let them know as well, because there's not many people in. But if you want to take this, right, and all you got to do is sort of, don't touch anything around here.
Yep.
You can move that up and down a wee bit. You can move it around like that, right? So up. You get used to it, and you can just talk to them.
Okay, you want me to talk to them? Yeah?
You don't get around. Just point it about that way.
See our car sitting up there, Nicola? Car sitting up behind there. Police car.
Yeah.
So there's a car sitting right up there.
Police car just sat up there. Brilliant turnout for Pinky, who was remanded today for hurty words. So, yeah. 2 people in before him in the court. For assault, we're given bail. Couldn't make it up, guys. So Freedom Dad will be back in a second. There's a few delivery drivers with no tax on their cars, one with no tax and no MOT. So the car wasn't necessarily attacked, and the boys were just trying to say that he shouldn't be driving his car with no tax. I'm not too sure if it had MOT, that one. But yeah, there was 4 of them in the car, and yeah, decided to drive into some of our patriots. So they were trying to stop him from driving the car because he was only putting people at risk with no tax in his car. So yeah. So, sorry guys, I'm not good at this sort of thing. I've just been given the camera. Freedom Dad's back.
Yeah, so guys, here we are at McDonald's. This is where we're producing the Pinky, as it wasn't. And I've just been with Pinky's mum. And sort of well, with the chat and showing us some videos and stuff. And yeah, so at the end of the day, guys, I was in the courthouse as well, and it's really, really disturbing of what's going on. And I know Pinky's my mate, we're in East Belfast. I know people will say I'm biased, but I promise you on my mother's grave, there's something really not right here. I was in that court. I was here when it happened. Okay, we've got video evidence to prove that he never laid a finger on that guy's car, but yet the police stood in court today and said they did. How can a man gets a car and he's got a burger on one hand and a phone in the other, and we've got evidence of the reflection of the window? Now, that's the first thing, The second thing is the most scary thing. This is what you really need to pay attention to. We were sitting in that court and we watched about 12 to 14 people go through the system, okay? We watched domestic abusers, get bail. We watched a lot of people get bail, okay? We watched people that broke their bail get bail. And the judge was very nonchalant, very polite, didn't raise his voice, quite calm and collected. Pinky comes in, the police say their lies, all his lawyers tries his best, does his best, 100%. The barrister done his best, asked the questions that been asked. Was there any violence? Has anybody been hurt? Has he broke his bail conditions? Has he ever broke his bail conditions? These are questions that you would ask if they're considering somebody for bail. Man's never broke a bail condition in his life. You know what I mean? And we've got to remember why we're here. We're here for words. So, has the second Pinky's barrister stopped speaking, the second he stopped speaking, the judge raised his voice, looked at everybody in the gallery and Pinky, and more or less shouted out the statement that's now been printed online.
Mic's not on.
Is it not? It is on. Can you hear me?
Looking at the comments here, it's gone off and it's back on again.
So-
It's like flashing.
That's all right. That's all right. So give me a sound check, guys.
Guys, can you hear that?
I've got the mic. I won't hear you. They'll come. They'll tell you if there's no sound.
That's it now.
The sounder, right? All good. So I'm going to take us back. So the barrister said his thing that should have got Pinky out. Any court case, like I say, we've just watched domestic abusers get out. We've just watched men that broke bail get out. The judge even said, "Don't be taking the piss out of the court." The one guy, But as soon as the second, and I've got to emphasise this, the second the barrister stopped speaking, the judge went into this rant, this statement, and he shouted it. This statement has been brought down from above. That judge has been told to read that statement out. And do you know how we know that? Because within minutes of the court case, that statement was released to mainstream media. You got to understand this now. This is minutes after the court case. The judge's statement, within minutes, maybe 20 minutes, 10 minutes, it was released to mainstream media. And we're now seeing the statement from the judge to Pinky, who was in court for speaking, all over the place now. We're going to see it in the papers tomorrow. We're going to hear it from Nolan. We're going to hear from Alison Morris. We're going to hear from everybody that's working on the left. Everybody's trying to destroy our country and destroy the future for our children. This is the rhetoric you're going to get. Now, let me tell you something. I've been watching a lot of cases, and I want you to do this tonight. When you get 5 minutes, I want you to Google Deliveroo drivers rape Northern Ireland. I want you to Google Deliveroo drivers rape Scotland. I want you to Google Deliveroo drivers rape England. Do your own research, because that's the research we do. That's the kind of mindset. When people say, "What was he thinking about?" I can tell you what he was thinking about. He was thinking about the rape of children by Deliveroo drivers, because that's what we do. We research stuff like that. I'm a victim of childhood abuse. I've got every right to research this kind of thing. If I've been abused as a child in Kerr by white men from this country, by the people at the top, the lawyers, the judges, the police, going right back, Jimmy Savile, right back to the 60s and 70s. You know all the stories, the children from Kincora, you know what I mean? All by professionals, the people at the top. And today we've got the same children, the same vulnerable children being victims by all sorts of men, coming in all sorts of way, doing all sorts of jobs, taxis, kebabs, Deliveroos, Just Eats. The victims are exactly the same as when I was a child, okay? It's the most vulnerable people in the most vulnerable areas in East Belfast, South Belfast, West Belfast, North Belfast, Rochdale, Rotherham, Wrexham, Luton, Leicester, Falkirk, Aberdeen, How am I able to go on like this about so many things happening in our country, so many rapes of children by people coming into this country illegally, being given a British passport, and then they run about telling us that they're British? You may be British by a traitorous government, but you'll never be an Ulster man. You'll never be an Irish man. You've got no right to be here. You've come in here on a traitorous government, and that's what the people of this country know. This is what we know, no matter what the government say about diversity being great. Immigration, mass immigration, it's working. We don't. That's a nonsense coming from mainstream media. The people on the street know different, because we're clever Protestants, we're clever Catholics. We know what's going on. We've got we can research. We can see who's committing the most sexual offences in England. We can see the league table of foreigners from different countries, and we see the little tiny section of British men. And you know that little tiny section of British men, just like you seen in the Belfast Live post yesterday, West Belfast man convicted or arrested for child pornography, Abdul Muhammad. I don't know any West Belfast man called Abdul Muhammad. You know what I mean? And this is the problem. They get a British passport and they become British. So then the crime stats become British. You understand? So yeah, these men are in here illegally, right? Whether they've come in whatever way, they're in illegally because the traitorous government in charge right now, Mahood, who's now in Home Office, who was a Justice Minister, who tortured Tommy Robinson in prison, they've now put her in the Home Office. That is a traitorous government. And everybody with a wee tiny bit of sense can see exactly what's going on now. Northern Ireland is the last place to be touched because of the conflict. Northern Ireland is the last place to be touched because all our policemen are armed. Northern Ireland is the last place to be touched because we are Belfast men. We are Londonderry men. We are Portadown men. Enniskillen men. Newtonards men. Bangor men. North Down men. We will not tolerate this. And it doesn't matter. Pinky is in prison because he's in prison for his children, right? That's the main thing. Because he's standing out and he's speaking out against mass immigration. This is the second time. The harassment is on another level. Calling to his house at silly hours of the night and all the rest. And the amount of the police involved and the amount of surveillance, the amount of drones in the air, the amount of money. For what? For what? For words, you know. All the videos are online. TikTok has not took the videos down. TikTok on YouTube and X and all the rest do not see any crime in any of these videos. But yet we've got a man in prison tonight for words. Where does this make any sense to you? Where does this make any sense in anybody's mind? You know what I mean? And I understand England. You've been dealing with us for a wee while now. We've watched what's happened to all the guys that are arrested after Southport, and clearly the two tier. We're not going to accept two tier. You know, and it's not about power multis. The power multis is finished. This is mothers, fathers, grannies, granddads, aunts, and uncles. That's it. Power multis is back there. Families out here now. Our future. You know, we thought we had trouble when the IRA were trying to take the 6 counties of us. Now our own government are bringing people in to replace us. When we get replaced, that means our murals get replaced, our bonfires get replaced, our Orange Order gets replaced, our walks get replaced, all our memorials, Brian Robinson, Squeak Seymour's, all gets replaced. You know, that's what happens. If you don't believe me, if you think, if you doubt me, if you've got a wee bit of money, jump on a boat, go over to Leicester, see how they're getting on in Leicester. Jump on a boat and go to Luton. If there's no such thing as replacement, go to the cities in England where the English people have been replaced. Okay? Now, Northern Ireland is a very small country. And this is what Pinky tells me. He says, Freedom Dad, we're only 6 counties. We won't last or cope as long as England does. You know, if we have one Luton in this country, we're in trouble because we know how it expands and we know the extremism of Islam. And that brings me to the second point of why we are standing on the street tonight. It's because of Islam and that attitude of the government telling us that it's a religion of peace. Now, I know you guys have been here a long time. I've heard this all before, but if anybody's just jumped in, you know, our government, our traitorous government, our far left Fabian Society government is telling us Islam is a religion of peace. Now, we have evidence of 25,000 terrorist attacks all around the world in 1 year from Boko Haram, ISIS, Al Qaeda, and Hamas. You know, and that's just recently. We've seen what the damage of Hamas, the terrorism, the horrific terrorism that we've never seen. Northern Ireland, Belfast, IRA, UVF, UDA, UFF, INLA, IPLO, the real IRA, continuity IRA. We've had all the terrorists, and we've never seen violence on this level ever in our lives from any man in this country. Okay, the IRA used to bomb. The IRA used to bomb us, but used to phone us and tell us there was a bomb planted. You know, this is terrorism on our level, and we do not want it in mainstream land over there, England, Scotland. That's because that's ours. We're part of the United Kingdom. You know, when Pinky told that guy, "You're destroying our country," he was talking about Britain. He's talking about, when we say our country, it's Britain. We are part of Britain, England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, and we're proud of it. We've been fighting for the Union for a very long time, and we're used to talking as British men and not Northern Irish men. And this is little things like this are important. You know, when people watch some of the videos, they got on. Let me tell you another thing about Pinky. Pinky's got 4 brothers. So there's 4 of them, right? He's got a twin brother, right? Been brought up like me, South Belfast, but East Belfast, same sort of area. Run down areas that's seen a lot of trouble in the past. You know, guys getting brought up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s had to have their wits about them. You know, people were getting shot left, right, and centre. You had to be careful who you hit and all that. It was mental. Absolutely, we've seen a lot of violence. A lot of friends are not no longer here, and you know some of the things and the fuse between UVF and UDA in East Belfast, North Down, Shankill, it was horrific. Guys who grew up with each other, guys who were friends, guys who dropped each other's kids off to school, all of a sudden started killing each other. You know, that's what we got brought up in. Violence on another level. So yes, we do speak a wee bit differently. Yes, we do swear a lot, and yes, we can come across aggressive. But that doesn't mean we're far right and racist. Not when we're telling the truth. Not when it's not misinformation. Not when the evidence is out there that there's delivery drivers all around Britain right now raping people. Okay, there's one in Northern Ireland. Obviously, we can't go into it too much. Allegedly, you know what I mean. But this hasn't just popped up. You know, this is the feeling of most men who would have been sitting on that bench watching them security men, Muslim security men or foreign security men, watching guys walk by. But when two pretty lassies walk by, they're talking to them. Come on. You know, you're there to do security. You're there to make sure there's no trouble. You're not there to chat up kids. That's what Pinky's problem was. And Pinky addressed that. Pinky wasn't racist. He called Pinky a racist. What's can they just go about calling us racist because we question something they do? He's a security man. He's meant to have what do you call it, rapport. He's meant to be able to talk to you, calm the situation down. The guy just can just about speak English. How's he going to have any of that, any of them skills? You know. And what are they doing in security? How do they get in the security? How do you check these guys if they're coming over with no documents, no ID? You haven't got a Scooby Doo. Even if they do have ID, you don't even know if it's real. And then you're giving them security jobs. You're putting them in places where our children are going. All over Belfast, all over Northern Ireland. Nah, that's mental. You think we're mental? Do these guys look mental? Nah, nah. These guys have had enough. The men and women in East Belfast have had enough. And you're going to see more and more people coming out. This isn't going to stop. And if you arrest another man, you're going to see even more come out. And it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger. Just like the village bonfire. You tried to bring the village bonfire down, Sinn Féin and Alliance and the rest of them. And every bonfire in Northern Ireland came and supported the village bonfire. And the PSNI knew, and the government knew, you take the village bonfire down, you would have had an uproar in your hands. There's no two ways about it. And it's the same for our men on the streets. You know, all the men involved. There's some men that there's more than the ones that we mentioned, Glenn and Pinky. There's other ones as well. There's one down in Bangor waiting to go for a case, a freedom of speech case, and there's other guys. But we will bring them all. They've all promised interviews with Freedom Dad. We're just waiting for court cases to get out, and we're going to also bring a lot of documents and a lot of stuff that we're going to put together just shortly to prove that Pinky's innocent. And I know there's an ongoing trial, but the guy's been lifted for speaking. You know, they're not going to tell us, oh, there's an ongoing case. We're not banned none of that. You've got him in there illegally. We want him out. Okay, he hasn't done nothing wrong. He's got every right to question two foreigners in McDonald's. He's got every right to question somebody in a car, like that guy we just seen. These guys are jumping about our areas, fighting AIDS men that come from all sorts of countries that go through conscription. Most of these men have got weapons training, right? Now that's fact. They come from countries where they leave school and they have to go into the army, you know, and then they come here. And now they're mapping our streets out in every part of Northern Ireland. How many are we going to let in? Is this the first wave? Is there a second wave? Is it going to be like Leicester? Is it going to be like Luton? Are you trying to replace us because our birth rate's going down? You know, and I'm going to go on about this as well. Yes, our birth rate's dropping, right? Our birth rate is dropping. There's more people dying than there is being born. That is a problem, but it's a problem we can address. We can address it, you know. We need to take away the two-cap child. We need to stop paying billions and billions and billions and foreigners coming into this country and giving it to the families who want to have children to make sure the mothers or the father can stay at home and let them have as many kids. And every time you have a kid, you should be rewarded. What's wrong with that? There was a day back in the day when people had loads of kids and everybody used to skirl. Now we're in a decline. Now we're being replaced. Who's skirling now? You know what I mean? So there's lots of things we can do. They're here to do the jobs we don't want. They're here to do the jobs we don't want. Stand on that door. Do you know why people don't want to do that job? Because they pay minimum wage. Do you know why people don't want to clean toilets? Because they pay just over minimum wage. Do you know why people don't want to look after the elderly and wipe other people's backsides? It's because they pay very low money to do that. So what's their answer? Bring in the foreigners. Bring in the foreigners to stand at our fucking McDonald's and look after our children. Bring in the foreigners to look after our elderly Nigerians that have no clue about our culture. No clue about what anybody, these old people, 90s, 80s, with dementia, have went through in their lives. and you're bringing foreigners in to deal with it. Aye. So yeah, and let me just say this as well. No, so to finish off of that, so just pay the hardest jobs in society should be getting paid the most money. It's not rocket science. We wouldn't need anybody to come in and do these jobs if you just paid us the right money to do it. You know, they're here to be doctors, nurses, and engineers. Where the fuck is our doctors, nurses, and engineers went? That's what you need to ask yourself. I'll tell you exactly where they went. They went to Dubai, they went to Qatar, they went to Australia, New Zealand, America, Canada, because they're getting loads of bucks for being a doctor, a nurse, and an engineer. Our country's paying them nothing. What's our country's answer? Bring in the foreigners. You understand? It's nuts. So we've got a decline in births, deaths. We've got deaths going up, births going down. We've got the jobs that we don't want to do, and we've got doctors, nurses, and engineers. Now, I've just stood here for 5 minutes explaining that to you, telling you exactly what the solutions are to that. I'm a fucking bank robber. I'm a bank robber. I've got no education. I've spent most of my life in prison. You know what I mean? But they're listening to the bank robber because the bank robber's talking fucking sense. Isn't it not? And it isn't rocket science. This is what I can't get through to these guys, the DUP and all the politicians. You know, come on, you're unionists. The fucking union, the union's unrecognisable. Look who they've got as education minister. Look who they have in the Home Office. Look who they had in Justice. Does that represent you? Because it doesn't represent me. Look at the councils around England that are now run by Muslims. Does that union represent you? Because it doesn't represent me. Is that racist? No, it's not. I'm an Ulster man. I'm born in Northern Ireland. You know, that's it. This is my men. These are my women. These are my people. What's the problem with that? Is there something wrong with that? So you're far right just to love your own country. You're far right just to like your own people. You know, it's not just about that. The men are dangerous. We don't know who's good. We don't know who's bad. The government don't know who's good. The government don't know who's bad. So how are we meant to know? How are we meant to feel safe that a man from Eritrea, Syria, Iraq, that's been through God knows Pakistan, Afghanistan, 9 out of 10 street boys in Pakistan are raped. You know, they have things in Afghanistan where they call they dress boys up as girls. This is culture. This is their culture. These are the men coming to our doors with a different culture. Iraq, age of consent, age of marriage, 8, 9 years old. That's their culture. That's not our culture. So why are they in our streets, going to our houses with kids answering the door? Why are they standing?
Folks, join us in the boycott.
Why are they standing outside our McDonald's doing security when most of our children go to McDonald's? You understand? These are genuine concerns from the people on the streets of Northern Ireland because what we've seen going on in England and Scotland and Ireland right now. And God love the Irish. God love the Irish. There's not a man around here. This is a Protestant Unionist loyalist community, right? And I can tell you right now, there's not a man or a woman in this car park right now that doesn't feel sorry for any Irish man or woman that what you are going through and what your traitors of government are going, what they're doing to you. So I want to reach out right now to the Republic of Ireland. You have the full support of the patriots of Northern Ireland. I understand that I've had threats from the IRA and threats from the NLA because they don't like me telling you the truth because they're traitors. And all the Irish are telling them, everybody, any chance they get, is are traitors. Sinn Féin out. They call Sinn Féin Shame Féin. That's the name Sinn Féin get down there. Do you understand? But they're in control, just like in West Belfast or down the Falls. You want to know? Just like in West Belfast, the Catholics can't even come out and support us because of the Palestinian carry on and the push and the support for Islam and Hamas and the PLO back in the 80s with the training camps and the Samtacs and the RPGs that they supplied to the IRA. They attacked the British government and us. But you know, we don't hold grudges because it's time goes by. We're moving on. We're wanting to move on peacefully. We're wanting to come together, Protestants and Catholics, and unite. We're all on the same page. But some people are small groups like Sinn Féin, like the NLA, like NECAP, are putting the divide between us all. And it's nothing to do with immigration. Let me just tell you that right now. And that might sound mental, but believe it or not, we've had immigration in this country for a very long time. Very, very long time. I was 7 years old when my mum was going through cancer, and I was in and out of the doctor's office with my mum. Black doctor, South Belfast, a village. No, never batted an eyelid, never even thought anything about it. Just a man, a doctor, that's all it is. And that's the way it's always been, Northern Ireland. No matter what anybody tries to tell you, we've had immigration, black doctors, Muslim doctors, and all the rest of it, and nurses in this country for I don't know how long. And there's never been a problem. There's never been racism. This is different, guys. This is a lot different. And no matter what the government try to say about who we are and who Pinky is and who everybody else is who's stepping up right now to the mark, Please believe me, they're silencing, they're gaslighting you. They want to bring in as many people as they can from foreign countries to replace us, and they want to do it quietly and efficiently. And by silencing people like Pinky and Glenn Kane and probably me in the future, that'll give them the free run in. But no, that's what happened in England. We're clever prods, like you keep on saying. And if I get taken down, Pinky got taken down. Look who's came out. This isn't 24 hours. 24 hours. 24 hours. No big posters, no all round. This is just word of mouth on the streets. You know what I mean? So they keep taking people down. They keep trying to silence the men who are trying to protect our children. There's going to be even more and more and more. And you know what? I don't know where that will go. I don't know where that will go. So it's up to the government and it's up to the PNSI. You either need to break away from the union, something serious. I don't know what you need to do, but we cannot get dragged down with England right now. If England cannot stop what's going on, they cannot stop the overpowering of of our government, of our Westminster, of Islam that's coming in, where they're wanting to build Pakistani airports because they don't want to travel up. This is what the Pakistani airport was about. Because Pakistanis, you got as long like that, it's long and thin. Afghanistan's at the top. So they were wanting an airport built at this top, this side, so they didn't have to travel to get to Britain. You know what I mean? It's absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. All I'm going to say right now, I'm going to finish with this, and then I'm going to hand you over. I'm going to talk to three guys. This isn't far right. Okay, no matter what anybody says, this isn't far right. There's no hate in my heart. You guys, over 300 videos. Some of you guys have been here from the very first day I started doing this. Right, I've been online for a lot longer, behind the scenes. All my friends and all my loved ones and everybody that's known me through life, and all the prisons I've done in England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland with all the Muslims and black men and girlfriends. There's not one person in my life has ever called me a racist or far right. The only people that's ever called me a racist or far right is our own British media, our own Northern Irish media, our own journalists, and that's on the orders of the government. Okay, so that's who your enemy is. Your enemy is the media, and your enemy is the government. It's not Pinky, it's not Freedom Dad, it's not Stevie Baker, and it's none of these men and women are out here tonight. I'm just going to go and get a wee chat. I'm going to take this out and let you get the atmosphere. Cheers, boys. That's it. That's so you can talk now and they can hear you.
Oh, right,
You'll
okay.
have a wee chat and talk to them about the
No worries.
and what about Northern Ireland.
Yeah,
People on here.
no worries. Okay, guys. So my name's Nikki and I'm from the Newton Abbey area. Yeah, my friend was actually followed by one of these men out of the chimney corner. Also, a 6-year-old child was followed as well. Yeah, things are just starting to get worse, guys. You had them sexual assaults down in Ballymena. And then a lady was almost taken by 3 fellas in a van. So she was nearly abducted. So yeah, it's just getting worse, guys. I just want to say out to the Catholic community, I know that you have been threatened and stuff by the nationalists and Sinn Féin. Not to be coming out and stuff, guys. You need to be breaking away from the shackles that they have on yous, because this could come to your door. It could be one of your children. Yous are fighting for your children, so please come out and join us. Our forefathers fought side by side in the trenches, guys. World War I and World War II for our freedoms, and it's our turn now. It is our turn to stand up together, shoulder to shoulder, you know, and taking this war, this is a war on our government. We need to take this war to the government, because if we don't, then it's just going to turn to bloodshed. There's going to be a different war on our hands, because it'll be these men, fighting age men, breaking into our country. It'll be them that we'll be having a war with. You know, them with their AK-47 rifles and their machetes and whatever else that they have. So allegedly there's already been AK-47s found in an IPAS centre. So yeah, guys, come on, come and join us. We need more people, we really do. To get yourselves out onto the street, come and join us in all the protests. So I'll just go for a wee walk around here. Yeah, guys, so we're all going to be having local protests now around our own areas. So there's going to be one at the roundabouts between New Mossley and Ballyduff and Old Mossley. And then I believe there's one down on the Shore Road. Then I believe East Belfast as well. Ballymena. Yeah, so guys, if you can please attend, please come along. You know, it would be great if we could get the numbers up so that we can all march together up through them gates of Stormont and right up to the front entrance of Stormont. Catholics, Protestants, you know, us with Ulster flags and you guys with your tricolours, you know, all that past is left behind. You know, both sides were being groomed into these organisations to fight their dirty war. You know, and that's all it was. So, yeah. Let me just see where Freedom Dad is now so I can see if he wants to take his camera back. So yeah, guys, come on, make our forefathers proud. You know, stand up. Come join us, shoulder to shoulder. Let's take the fight to Stormont. You know, what happened to Pinky was absolutely disgusting. You know, it was recorded and I actually watched it. Pinky was not racist one bit. You know, and remanding him absolutely disgusting. So, yeah, please, guys, Catholics, Protestants, the ones sitting at home doing nothing, get up and get out. What are you doing? You know, what are you doing sitting at home? This is for your children. This is for their children, future generations. So, guys, come on, think about it. Our children and women are being raped. And guys, we're not saying all of them's like that. That's not what we're saying. We're not against migration at all. You know, come in the right way. Do you know what I'm saying? Come in the right way. All the checks being done. Don't be these ones coming over on the boats. You know, they're unvetted, undocumented, fighting aged men. And guys, go and do the research. You know, they've said it themselves. They are not here to take part. They're here to take over. They're here to take over the whole of the West. And there's people sitting at home and saying, oh, I'm all right, Jack, you know. Well, no, in the future you won't be. And that's a fact. So, yeah. Sure. We'll do the fighting for you, eh? So I'll leave it there and see where Freedom Dad is. Where is he? He's left me with a bloody camera here. What? Where is he? So she's on Freedom Dad's fucking team now. He's no choice but to be on our team. Yeah, guys, so that was my wee chum there. That's the girl that was followed by one of these men. So, yeah, absolutely disgusting, guys. You know, these men are actually turning up people's doors, and allegedly there was a girl that answered the door, and he actually turned around and asked her if she was in on her own. You know, it was a young girl that answered the door. You know, what could have happened there? Do you know what I mean? These cars the night, guys, one of them nearly ran over a few of our patriots. And that's because the guys, you know, tried to stop him from driving off because he has no tax or anything on the car, so the police went after him, so we'll see what happens. There was four of them in that car, guys, so it wasn't just a guy on his own. So they got very aggressive, and yeah, so that was the reason for that one. And then the other one, that car is parked up. So that's the car. That's the car there, the one with. That's the one there that has no tax and no MOT on it. Yeah. So yeah, crazy. I'm crap at this sort of thing. he's just left me to it, and I'm just like.
Just over to everyone in the comments.
Oh, can't do that. Yeah, folks. So I don't know what time we're here to. I thought it was for just an hour, but it looks like we're carrying on. So what time are we on? Coming up to 8:20. So yeah, guys, there's quite a few patriots out. So yeah, this is what it's all about, guys. You know, this is what it's all about: getting out and protesting peacefully, of course. You know, that's all we're doing, guys. We're doing this for our children. You know, and I don't know. That fella has obviously told lies or something of what happened, but it was recorded, and the bloke actually went to go for Freedom Dad's phone, and Pinky just put his hand out to stop him doing that. Now, how can you arrest someone for that? And then how can a judge remand him for that? You know, I think he's remanded till October the 6th, I think. So that's time away from his partner and his children. For what? Saying a few words to someone? The world's gone crazy, guys. You know, this is a war we need to take the government, because if we don't, again, I'm going to say it, there's going to be blood spilled out onto our streets, because these men are here to take over. So, yeah, nothing against Muslim, guys. Absolutely nothing against Muslims, you know. I've nothing against anyone. But it's the Islamists. You know, they're barbaric. These guys. Yeah, and I don't get how the left can stand by Palestine. You know, Hamas broke into Israel and shot all around them. And yeah, and then Hamas paraded the coffins of a mother and I think it was 2 of her children. So yeah, how can people stand with these barbaric people? yes, the people of Palestine needs freedom, but that's not from that's from Hamas. They need freed from. That's who they need freedom from. You know. So yeah, I don't know, guys. It's all by design. You know, all by design, all planned. So yeah. So people, come on, bring your tricolours. Let's stand together, shoulder to shoulder, like our forefathers did. But only they were in the trenches and died for us. You know, make them proud. You know, come out, make them proud. Fight for your children, for their future, or they're not going to have one. It's as simple as that, folks. So I'm going to have to see where his freedom dad is. He's just left me here. I'm sure you're fed up of listening to me now. So let me see. Let's see if I can see him. Ken, have you seen him? Oh, there he is. So Freedom Dad's coming over, I hope, to take his camera back. Yes, he is, thank God. Are you here to take us back? No, no, no.
I'll find out then. I'll find out tomorrow on the live. Oh, mate, I'm just going to interview. I'll get you 2 seconds.
Okay, I should have had one first.
You want to hold that? You can hold that. You can hold that.
Are you?
If you want. Yeah, you can hold that if you want.
You're obviously showing.
You're not coming it yourself.
Yeah, yeah, just bring it up. That's it. Just bring it up. Bring it up. All right, mate. Good to see you, mate. Come down, buddy. Hi, guys. So, just going to do a wee interview, and I'm just going to ask this fine lady a few questions. So, where are you from?
Shore Road, North Belfast.
So, what's been happening on Shore Road? What have you been up to?
So pretty much we've been noticing as residents that a couple of houses around the area been getting bought out by government establishments and corporations for HMOs. The fuck me, freedom.
Sorry,
that
no,
I
you're
can't.
okay. You're okay. Relax, relax, relax.
I can't.
Right, no, no, that's okay. Just I ask you a question, just answer it, and let's keep it all simple. Just relax.
Yeah.
So, what is the residents of your area been doing?
Pretty much we've been going to the houses where the HMOs are being homed and standing on the other side of the road and just making a presence there, letting them know that we can see what's going on, really.
So why is there a fear? What's going on? What drives you and the people in your area to do what you do?
Well, the couple of the men that have been in the HMOs, the houses have been overcrowded. There's been loads of mattresses and stuff. Obviously, when we sit, you can see through the windows and stuff. They've been going down to a lane, which is like right next door to a school as well. They've been approaching children. Asking them questions and putting the fear into the kids. So that's why we've been taking walks around the areas and just making sure that, they're not approaching our kids, really.
Yeah. Well, my guys know the Shore Road. I've done lives. I've been there. I've been with you guys. I've done the Shore Road protest as well. So what I was going to say, what's happened to you? Has anything happened to you? Because we know what's happened to Pinky, we know what's happened to Glenn, we know other people that we don't mention just now because of ongoing cases. So what's happened to you?
So pretty much after the first couple of nights of doing like the walk around the homes where they're housing the HMOs, the police had singled me out about 3 times, just asking me questions like, yeah, up and down. They were stalking my dad's house. They went to my mum's house. They said if they had got me on the spot, they would have cautioned me. They asked me to go in for a voluntary interview, which I did. I didn't tell them what I was doing. It's really none of their business. They should be doing the job to protect us.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, well,
And who else? Is there anybody else?
yeah, there's also a friend, another lady who got arrested. They came to her house at 10 p.m. At night and just trailed her out of our house, put her in a cell all night until the very next morning, until she got herself a solicitor. She was meant to go to court there just a few weeks back, but they put it back to October.
And what was that for?
Just walking around the streets and protecting her own area. She's actually lived in the area her whole life.
Yeah, I was going to say, can you tell me a wee bit about her? You know her, and what kind of woman is she? Has she ever been in prison before?
No, she's literally the most funniest person ever. Like, she's so warm-hearted. Like, she's lovely. She's caring. Like, she's literally only out doing what we're doing because we care, and that is it.
How does it make you feel that these attacks by the PSNI are happening to you?
Frustrated, angry, upset, let down. Like, it's they should be protecting us, and we don't feel protected. We feel unsafe in our own areas.
Well, I can honestly say on behalf of my community and everybody watching this and everybody in Northern Ireland, you're a really brave woman. All you women in the Shore Road, the Shankill, all Woodville, all these areas, East Belfast, South Belfast, Ballymena, Portadown, Northdown, these are all so brave women, and thank you so much for speaking to me.
Thank you so much, Freedom Dad. Cheers. And keep doing what you're doing as well.
I will, I promise.
Yeah, free Pinky.
Free Pinky.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. Yeah, I know. So I'm just going to get a quick chat with one more person, then I'm going to say a few words to the crowd. So I'm going to take this out so you can get the atmosphere, guys.
What's that? I was going to go over, but me and Kim was going to go over, and then we just the flight
get in the way, like.
and then the flights just went bang. The prices.
The trains, sure, will the trains still stopped?
No, they're
There would
not.
have been a way to get there. Would have been a way, but it's too far.
I was keeping it down, so I
That's
wasn't
right.
getting.
No sweat. It's getting a bit darker now anyway, guys. So yes, people everywhere. All over there. All the cars have got everybody. These are all residents. I'll just bring you down here. All East Belfast residents. All these cars are full with people. All these cars are full with people. All them cars are full with people. And you've got all these people here. Just to give you an idea. So hope you're all good. Hope you're enjoying the live. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. Make sure you're subscribed. This isn't going to end for any time soon. Like I've always told you, this is a roller coaster ride we're on. And it's not fun and games, guys. It's not about content. It's not about making money. You know, I don't make any money. All my content's free. You don't have to go through adverts. I don't make any money on TikTok. I have Buy Me a Coffee as an appreciation of buying me one coffee. So you then get an email every time I go live anywhere, whether it's in the mainland, whether it's in Southern Ireland, or whether it's in Northern Ireland. You will get an email when I'm about to go live. Right. So we're going to have a wee look. We're just going to have a wee look at the police.
Maybe had a wee word with Chief Constable and maybe asked them to only let the ones going through them.
Yep.
So you can keep getting some trade and some business.
All right, mate.
One of your partners and he put it on the internet, so we did it. That was a day I was sitting and I asked him to make sure that I'm breaking a law fight. Are you sure?
This man's been documenting these cars for 2 years and reporting them to the DVLA, and the DVLA have done nothing about it.
You want me to hang on to this?
Oh, you work away.
Right, thank you, mate. I'll read it.
Tomorrow.
Right, thank you. Cheers, mate. Just some very valuable information from a resident there. Oh, brilliant, mate. Happy days. Good man.
couldn't just take a wee step back from a colleague there. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
You're more than
well-
entitled to record, but you just don't need to be.
Well, are you worried? Are you worried about us citizen journalists getting too close to you?
Turn them to get their edges, It's ready to go, folks. So it's actually going on. They're letting people in that are going to buy food, get food. They're not checking people's licenses.
Citizen journalists, mate, we can film. Aye, well, that's... Wait, do something about it then, Biggin. We've got your rates now. Well, citizen journalists are all here. TZ's here. We've got Belfast fella over there, and we've got Stevie Baker right in front of me here. Right, kid? YouTube Live.
Oh, YouTube Live now?
YouTube, yeah.
Drop the YouTube?
Yeah, I've always done YouTube, mate.
Have you?
I've been YouTube's my
I've
platform.
always seen you on TikTok.
TikTok, I do you TikTok, but YouTube's my main channel, like. Are you okay? You okay?
I love what you're doing, so do.
Cheers, mate. Thank you so much.
I really agree.
Well, you can do what I'm doing as well, you know. You can do it.
You have the right to, don't you?
Yeah, of course you do, mate. You got a right to criticise the government. You got a right to talk about things that you're not happy about. As long as you're talking facts and figures. Well, you need young men like you to come up and do what I'm doing. I can't do this on my own, remember, right?
Need the numbers.
What's that, mate?
Need the numbers.
We need the numbers. You're right, bro. We do indeed. See you there, buddy. So yeah, guys, this is East Belfast. They call this Conswater, McDonald's. And Pinky was arrested and charged and sent to jail today for hurty words. For hurty words, guys. And the police lied in court to get him remanded. So they did. We've got proof of that as well. So people are angry. People are very, very angry. I think it's somebody else who hold this. All right, buddy. How you doing? All right? You behaving yourself?
Can't had fucking clean the phone earlier on there.
Oh, I'm on live, so they can hear you what you're saying. So it's all good, but it's all good.
Oh, he's a good lad.
Yeah, I'm going to say a few words, I think. Somebody hold this. What's that? I'm gonna have a wee chat soon. Just make sure you don't hit any buttons.
No worries. I need one for my car.
Get the crowds in from a distance.
Yep, well done. So there we go, guys. Just take you for yeah, guys. So Sinn Féin. Shame on them, eh? Letting these unfettered men in and not giving a shit about their own communities. All this for what? Votes? Is it votes? Who knows? So yeah, it could be for votes, I don't know. Don't know what their agenda is, to be fair. Yeah, it's a bit chilly here, guys. Didn't even bring my hoodie with me or a coat, so I'm out in a t-shirt. So, yeah. Just take a wee walk up this way, guys. So, yeah. So, yeah, guys. Loads of people here now. Loads of people here. So, yeah. It's all good. All peaceful. So yeah, guys, that's the car. No MOT, no tax. No. My guess is there's hundreds more cars out there with no tax, no MOTs. And they're, yeah. Oh,
Gonna have a chat.
Freedom Dad's back.
Everybody, get them all in, get them all in, everybody in. Come in, everybody in. Everybody in. CJ! 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 Come on, come on. Everybody in, come everybody on the road in. Come here, everybody in, everybody in, everybody in, everybody in. Everybody in. Guys! Boys! Boys!
Oh no, that's all right. Yes, thanks. Yes.
Where's CJ? Where's CJ? Where's CJ? Go and tell Steve. Go and tell Steve.
I just told him to wait there, like.
On streets! On streets! On streets! On streets! On streets! On streets!
You're just sitting blocking the drive-through.
Where's my camera?
I'm Bill, by the way. I'm also Patriot, but
Oh, mate, nice to meet you, man. Nice to
following
meet
you
you.
along.
Good work. Thank you.
You want to go over underneath the light?
Hey, guys, come on.
Alright, light up above us, give us perfect light.
Where's my camera, girl? Where's my camera? Where's my camera going, Stevie? 2 seconds, guys. There I am. There you go. Right, guys. I'm Freedom Dad, as you know. I'm okay, me. I'm getting all the shit. So I've just been at Pinky's house with his mum, okay? And she's totally, like, before we came down here and had a good chat with her about stuff, and she's amazed with the support that her son's getting from East Belfast residents. Now, I want to make it very, 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 very clear that this man is in for freedom of speech. He's in for words. He hasn't committed a crime. I also want to make it very, very clear that the police lied in court today to get him remanded. I was there. We were there when it happened. I was in court when I heard the police talk about the situation that happened. What the police said in court was different than what happened. Now, we've got it in camera. CJ's got it in camera. And I imagine McDonald's has got it in camera. But it's enough to get him remanded. Now, hopefully, within 2 weeks, we should have them back out on High Court bail because they're going to have to address the actual evidence that they're talking about. Now, whenever they said Pinky banged the car, whenever they said Pinky banged the car, Pinky had a phone in one hand and a burger in the other hand. And as he's walking around the car, you can see it in the reflection. Now, let's have a look at why Pinky and men like me and all you guys are out here. It's not misinformation. It's not far right. It's not racist. It's simply what we see in England and what we see in Ireland of what's happening to the children and women by men coming into this country. Now, yes, they're not all bad. But if our government do not know which ones are bad and which ones are good, how are we meant to tell? Now, if our government do not know which ones are good and which ones are bad, why are they giving them badges, security badges, standing outside McDonald's where our children are going? It doesn't make any sense. He's on going mad. He's having woke up in the middle of a nightmare. I know it sounds nuts. I know it sounds nuts. But please believe me, you're not going nuts. It's real life. It's happening. Hundreds of thousands of children have been raped in England by Pakistani grooming gangs, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. These men have been brought in by a Thatcher's government. Now, see, these men are coming in here as delivery drivers and Just Eats. They're in here illegally. Now, whether they've got citizenship, whether they've been given a British passport, they're still illegal because the government that let them in are treacherous. The government in power that's been in power for the last 20 years has been a treacherous government. Now, whether they're compromised, we don't know, but we are being replaced. Our birth and death is a nightmare. We've got more people dying than we have getting born. That's a problem for Northern Ireland. The solution, the government solution, is to bring foreigners in. They would do the jobs that we don't want to do because they won't pay us enough money. So they bring in the foreigners to do it for less. The doctors, the engineers, and the nurses. Our doctors and engineers and nurses are in Dubai, Qatar, New Zealand, Canada, America because they're getting proper money. So the answer of the government again is to bring foreigners in to do these jobs. We are being replaced because of our births and deaths. We can fix this. This can be addressed. Our government can address this. Pay the mothers and fathers the money to have children. Take away the 2 cap. Let us have children. Pay. Just let us have children. Reward mothers for having children. Reward fathers for staying in the house and looking after their children. Stop spending 1.5 billion a month on social benefits. Stop paying, I don't know how much it is, a million every day or 1.5 million every day on hotels. 400 million in Northern Ireland just on hotels. That's not even talking about interpreters and all the rest of it. It's a silly amount of money. A lot of billions and billions that we could have put into our own country. We could have put that money into sorting the deaths and births out. We could have stopped replacement ourselves. England hasn't been able to do it. England is being replaced. Leicester, Luton, Rochdale, Rotherham, Wrexham, Preston. You can go up and down the country. Every single city where the grooming gangs were in effect were run by Muslim councils. That's fact. That is fact. We have Mahood, who's just went from the Justice Ministry that put Tommy Robinson in prison, is now in the Home Office. What chance has England got now? This isn't England, this is Ulster. Why Ulster? Why the 6 counties of Ulster? Why Northern Ireland? 55 Muslim countries all around the world, and they choose here. A Protestant Catholic community that's been through the conflict, that are still trying to get over the conflict. We've got mental health, PTSD. We've got doctors, nurses, where our hospitals are in decline. Nobody can get a dentist. We have got our own problems. We've got to sort that out ourselves. Remember this. These men are here through a treacherous government. That means them men are here illegally. You can give them passports and you can give them driver's license. You can call them British, but they will never, ever be Ulster men. They will never, ever be Northern Ireland men. This is all 15 years. If you're watching this online, it's your duty to share this, get the word out. Stevie Baker's here as well. Pinky done so much work online, and that's the problem. He was bringing awareness to Northern Ireland, and the government didn't like it, so they brought him down. They tried to bring him down. He got bail, and then they brought him down again. They brought him down. This is what they've done to Tommy Robinson as well. Anybody who speaks up for your children are going to be attacked by the traitors government and by the PSNI. And let me tell you, that judge today, that was a script from high up. I'm telling you now, that judge, I was there. As soon as Pinky's barrister stopped speaking, that judge immediately lifted his voice up, started shouting across the room a lot of nonsense that was scripted. Within 15 to 20 minutes, that scripted statement that that judge gave out was given to the mainstream media. How many cases of childhood abuse by foreigners get that? How many foreigners do you see that commit crimes getting the attention that us patriots get? How many foreigners are in the Sunday World and the Life in the Belfast telly every week? I'm going to tell you this is nice. Stephen Nolan, see what you're getting Abdul on and Ahmad to try and make us all feel guilty. Us citizen journalists are going to Ballymena, Tigers Bay, Shankill, and we're interviewing the victims of these men. Take a leaf out of our books. Do the real journalism. Get to the truth. You should be out here investigating what's going on. You should be investigating these men, investigating the cars with no tax and MOT. Nothing. Silence from the mainstream because we are being replaced. Are we going to be replaced? No chance. It's not happening. This is Northern Ireland. You've bit off more than you can chew. I'm Freedom Dad. Thank you all. From Pinky, thank you so much.
Come back. I mean, here we cut the street.
Right, so going to turn this around. What's happened to that man? Is it froze? It's froze, man. Is that froze, guys? Go on, Hubs.
Don't see you before, mate. Have a good night.
Yeah, let me shut this down, mate. It's fucking froze.